Today we're working on our 1968 Ford F350. The previous owner had put some inferior studs in the back in the wheel, and a couple of them have broken, so we're going to be replacing the studs and checking the bearings, and it was also leaking a little bit, so we'll get that sealed up. So first, we got the wheels off already. We'll come in here and pull the axle, then we'll pull the drum, beat the studs out and replace them, and get it back together. First, we'll take these nuts off. Okay, we got that off now. Let's go ahead and pull this axle out of here. Just gently pry it. There we go. Then we need to loosen these nuts here. And you should have a big socket, but I don't. So we'll do it the other way. If you take a screwdriver, clearly it's been off before. There's some notches in the nut. If you take a screwdriver and actually we can probably get a channel lock on this one. I don't think they're very tight. Here we go. There's the outer nut. There's a ring in here. There's one more nut in there. That's the one that's going to be a problem, probably. Tap it loose. There we go. Now we should be able to tap that whole hub assembly off of there. There's our bearing. Bearing looks good. There's a little bit of chewed up there for something. I'm not sure what that come from. This is the guy that put it in. I think they'll be fine. They're still rolling good. Yeah. We'll just take a hammer. There, got those out. Now we can drive our new studs in. New studs and new lug nuts. And hopefully these are better quality than what we had. Yeah, we'll get these studs seated in there. Just take a hammer and a punch. Just let's seat these down in here. There we go. I'm gonna wipe that drum out. Looks like it's in pretty good shape yet, but I'll wipe it out and clean it up a little bit. And we'll slide it back on there. Okay, we got the studs seated in there. Now we're gonna put this drum, the whole hub assembly back on. Should just slide right on. Just like that. And we put our two nuts and that keeper thing in there, the bearing. It looks pretty good yet. I'm guessing these bearings ain't that old, or they don't have that many miles on them anyway. So it's just a little bit right here. You just push it out a little bit. Yeah, I think they have a lot of life in them yet. Yeah. Okay, so this goes in first. What are you saying, buddy? I can't understand you. Are you talking English? What are you saying, buddy? You want a screwdriver to hold? You want a screwdriver? There you go. Is that better? You can help now? Okay. I think that's in tight. You can tell if you pull out on the drum. Well, we just pulled the whole thing out. There should be no play in the drum end to end. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so our first nut is this one. This one has some notches ground in it from who knows when. So I'm going to put those notches out because they'll help us to get it tight. We'll take it in with the pliers as far as we can, and then we'll move over to the punches and screwdrivers and things. Could just buy a 2.5-inch socket, but I'm not sure where to get one around here, especially today. So we'll just make do with what we got. Okay, there we're snug. We'll back it off just a little bit. So it's still snug, but you want it to spin freely. I'm guessing about that much. It feels good. Yeah, it's good and solid. You don't want it to be too tight or you'll burn the bearings up, but I think that's going to be about right. They're still a little loose in there. They can still move, but they're... Let's back it off just a little bit more. Probably about like that. Yeah. Okay, now we need to put this other nut on. We'll get this cleaned up as good as we can. This piece here has a little knobby there. That's going to go in the crack here. Like that. This other nut will jam up against that. And that should keep it all snug in there. You really don't want this coming off when you're going down the road. Turn this on. This nut actually looks newer than the one that's inside. I wonder if it's been replaced or something. Oh yeah, that seems pretty tight there. That's jammed against the other, that spacer in the middle, and jammed on the other nut, so that should all be good and solid. It spins freely. The brakes, I adjusted the brakes a little bit so they're dragging just a hair. Other than that, it looks good. So now we need to put our axle in and then put our tires on. First, we'll try to clean this up as best we can. Make sure there's no metal shavings or chips or anything in there. That'd be bad for the bearings. And clean this surface up. Looks like they put some RTV or something on it. We'll see what we can get to put on it to make it seal. It was leaking before, but there were some nuts that were loose. Okay, that's about the best we can do with that. We'll get our axle. It's probably a special gasket for this, but I don't know where I would get one for something this old. Part store might have it. It's kind of hit and miss if they're going to have what you need or not. When you get back into the 60s. There, that should be good. We'll just pretend that's red Loctite on there. Slide this axle back in. Well, there we go. That should be good. Well, thanks for watching. If y'all enjoy this kind of video, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm sure there'll be more coming. For the truck this age, they're built pretty tough, but I'm sure we'll be breaking down some more, and we'll have more repairs to do on it in the future. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.